What's up, guys? It's Dan from Coin Bureau Trading, back at it again with another crypto market update. Today we've got XRP, Hedera, and Kaia. These three cryptos have been pumping a lot over the last 24 hours, and I'm sure a lot of you want to know, why are they pumping? How high are they going to go? Is the rally over? Are they about to crash? If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ping a notification bell. And before we get started, guys, do keep in mind that nothing in this video is financial advice. It's just my personal analysis of these cryptos, my personal crypto trading strategy, if you will. What you see in the charts, your opinion of these cryptos could be different. And honestly, guys, if it is, that's awesome. The more difference of opinion we have, the better traders, the better investors we're all going to become, as I love to say. So with that being said, guys, let's jump right into it. Of course, the reason why, in my view, of course, I know there's lots of factors like leverage and all this stuff and like structural in terms of the market, but basically the main reason why XRP is rallying right now is because Ripple, kind of like the company that's been working on XRP, or I guess the main company that's associated with XRP, let's say, they will be launching a stablecoin on December 4th. If you guys haven't noticed, today's December 2nd, which means that the stablecoin will not be launching until Wednesday. And it seems that we've probably got quite a bit of front running, let's say, of that news. I do think that the chances are that XRP will probably dump on the day, that the stablecoin is released, because this is, something that's been building up, let's say, over the last few weeks. You could even say for the last few months. I know they announced the stablecoin initially earlier this year, but this is definitely something that's been a huge tailwind and kind of like a main reason why XRP has been pumping. So with that being said, guys, we can turn here to the charts, and as you can see, I haven't drawn really any kind of measurements here in terms of how high it could go, because in my opinion, I do think that XRP has hit a local top here, and it's pretty obvious, guys. If we look at, again, using our just a very, very simple, very basic target math, like starting point of this huge rally that we saw was obviously around 50 cents. The resistance is quite clearly at $1.5. That was where prices were really struggling to kind of get above, like almost for a week there. Of course, there's a little bit of resistance back here as well, but I would say that there was more resistance somewhere the middle point, let's say $1.5. And of course, the difference there is $1. So we basically take the resistance, we add the difference, and that gives us a target of $2.5, which was just hit. It looks like earlier today, it looks like, based on the charts here. So I do think that what's going to happen to XRP now is it's probably going to get maybe, again, it's hard to say, guys, because as I've been saying, the risks are skewed to the upside. So the chances that XRP keeps powering higher are objectively, in my opinion, higher than the XRP is going to like crash all the way back down or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen. I think XRP is probably going to see a pullback. Let's say, I don't know, it could be anywhere, let's say between 10-20%. It wouldn't surprise me at all if XRP falls back down to like $2 and then maybe like chops around there before moving higher. And we kind of see like similar to like how these patterns that we saw here, you see huge upside and then kind of like a slow grind lower. Now with this massive upside that we just saw with XRP, it could probably see like a slow grind lower, maybe into the middle of the month. That the next 2 weeks XRP just kind of cools down, consolidates, falls down to around $2, maybe slightly above that, and then it continues going higher. But for the time being, I do think this move is over. So if you're if you aped in at the top, just be careful. And again, this is not the top for this cycle. This is just, we're talking here, this is the daily chart. This is the short term, or just over the next few weeks. I do think XRP is going to be headed higher in the longer term. Although I would say, guys, that objectively, I do think that XRP has probably seen most of the gains for this bull market. Again, I'm not going to get into the crazy details there, but it's already seen a 5x just over the last couple of weeks, and maybe it's going to go up, maybe another 2x, maybe to like $4, $5. I personally don't think it's going to get that high, but it's always possible. But then, guys, like, I think that for a large cap altcoin, it's typically pretty standard for them to see, I would say, roughly a 10x gain, like during a bull market for large caps, especially for these large caps like XRP. So for it to go higher than something like $5, I think is very unlikely. So from this level, if you were to buy now or whatever, which I'm not advising, I'm not financial advice, but if you were to buy now, you would only see maybe a 2x return from here. The time to be an XRP was kind of back in the summer, and of course, even just earlier this month, that was the time to be in. And those of you who were, like, congratulations. But for the rest of you, my honest opinion is that I think that there's better opportunities elsewhere. With that being said, guys, you might have noticed we were there on Bybit. Of course, the Coin Bureau deals page is an awesome Bybit deal in the description, up to $60,000 in rewards. And of course, we have trading fee discounts on Blowfin, OKX, KuCoin, and Binance. And of course, guys, these are some of the top exchanges that are out there. And I know that, like, when you see these deals, you think it's not going to help you out unless you're trading with a lot of money. That's not necessarily true. If you're trading frequently, even just with a few $1,000, the trading fee discounts in particular are going to help you out a lot. I know this from experience. Like, you'll lose like $5, $10, $20 just from repeatedly trading a few $100s back and forth. And of course, especially if you're someone who's trading like an actual trader, or just like a very nervous holder, let's say, then these deals will help you out a lot. So do take advantage of those using the link in the description before those deals run out. With that being said, guys, let's move over now to Hedera. I think, as you guys might remember, we covered Hedera and XRP not long ago here. And my kind of personal take, especially when I'm scrolling down here, I don't see any obvious reasons why Hedera should be pumping. The reason why I think the main reason why I think Hedera is pumping is the same as last time, and that's basically, it's kind of like lumped into this, let's say, ISO 200022 narrative. This kind of like banker coin, institutional kind of like crypto. Hedera kind of fits under that umbrella with XRP, so it seems to be kind of like a higher risk, higher reward play on XRP fundamentally, at least from from the opinions of those who are investing in these cryptos. And of course, if we go over here, we can see that it was also the case for XRP, but it's especially the case with Hedera that we're seeing a lot of trading on South Korean exchanges here on Upbit. And of course, this has been like a key driver of XRP and HBAR and even like Litecoin and these other cryptos. They actually did a study. We're actually going to have a video coming out about XRP, guys, and we'll be discussing in there that I think it was last year they actually did a study and they found that South Koreans actually love XRP. So, again, like thinking from the perspective of someone who really likes XRP and falling into that like banker coin, ISO 20022 narrative, of course they're going to be probably aping into HBAR as well. And of course, guys, it should come as no surprise then HBAR has kind of seen basically the same pattern as XRP, and I do think that the local top, again, this is not the cycle top, this is just for the short term. I do think that the local top for HBAR is in. Of course, doing our very basic target math here, guys, the starting point was quite clear of this move, quite clearly somewhere around, basically around 6 cents. Resistance quite clearly somewhere around 16 cents, I would say. And of course, the difference there is 10 cents. So we take the resistance, we add the difference, and that gives us a target of 26 cents, which is just touched also like earlier today. Again, this is on the daily chart. So I do think that similarly to XRP, I do think HBAR is probably going to cool down. Again, the same way that it kind of saw here. It saw a big rally, then it kind of like chopped around. It's probably going to do the same thing here, but for the next couple of weeks, HBAR will probably cool down, maybe fall down to like 20 cents or something. So, also like a 10 or 20% correction from here. And before it continues powering higher, I do think that altcoins are going higher. I'm not saying that XRP is, going to zero. I'm not saying HBAR is going to zero. These cryptos are going to just pull back and then continue moving higher along with the rest of the market. But I do think, in HBAR's case, I do think there's a little bit more juice to the upside. And I think that once people start noticing that HBAR is rallying a little bit easier, let's say, than XRP, just because HBAR has a smaller market cap, that's kind of the main thing, guys. Everyone looks at these price tags and you assume that the price tag is the thing that determines the potential. It's not the price tag, it's the market cap. And HBAR does have a smaller market cap. It also has a smaller price tag, which certainly helps, from those who don't understand the market cap aspect. So I do think that HBAR in percentage terms, if you're really into that banker coin narrative, HBAR is one of those cryptos that I think would have more potential in percentage terms relative to something like XRP, which is already so big, it's already established. And yeah, guys, anyway, that's just like my personal opinion. Again, you guys might differ, but I do think that this is kind of like a good beta play. If you're really, feeling like you missed the XRP train or whatever, HBAR could be a kind of beta play that in percentage terms, you could probably see higher returns between now and the end of the bull market. I'm not saying in the short term here. In the short term, I'll repeat that both HBAR and XRP, I do think are headed lower quite substantially, 10 or 20%. So just keep that in mind. So moving on now, guys, we have Kaia. Kaia is a bit of a rabbit hole. Like I was also going through the Twitter/X feed. Of course, this is where, when you want to understand why crypto's pumping, you can typically find that out by going through their Twitter/X feed. But in Kaia's case, there wasn't really anything that was super obvious, but I do think it ties in again, guys, to the South Korean trading here. You can see on BitThumb, Kaia's trading quite aggressively, or quite a bit rather, and you can see that even it's trading at slightly above the price that it is on other exchanges, which kind of tells you that's probably where a lot of the buying pressure is coming from, and it makes perfect sense, guys. Again, I don't want to get too much into the rabbit hole here, but basically, Kaia, of course, used to be this. It's a mix, to my understanding, it's a mix between these two cryptos. The main one there being Clayton, which was created by Kakao, which is one of the largest kind of like Korean tech companies. I don't know if it would be accurate. I'm not from South Korea, so I don't know if it'd be accurate to say that Kakao is something like a I don't know, like a Facebook. I know it's way more than that. I know it does like payments, and I think they even have like taxis and like a whole bunch of other stuff. I remember doing some research into Clayton, but this was a couple of years back, so I'm a little bit rusty on my Clayton lore, let's say. But point being, guys, that Kaia is this crypto that's very popular in South Korea, so it doesn't surprise me at all that it's pumping a lot here, along with these other cryptos that all seem to be kind of like pumping out of South Korea. And with that being said, guys, we can turn over to the charts here, and I do think that similarly, to XRP and to HBAR, I do think that Kaia's probably topped out here. Maybe it has like one more day. It could like squeeze in one more day of green and go like a little bit higher. But I do think that the move is basically over. Like you'd only be looking at like, I don't know, whatever it is, like a 5%, maybe 10% move higher in the next day or two. Of course, here we're on the daily chart, guys, and the starting point probably somewhere around 11 cents, I would say. Resistance around 21 cents, and of course the difference there is 10 cents. So we take the resistance, we add the difference, that gives us a target of around 31 cents. And you can see that Kaia got just about like almost to 30 cents, and of course it's a key psychological level, so it makes sense that it kind of like front run that a little bit, let's say. But again, it is possible that maybe tomorrow we'll see Kaia, or over the next 24 hours rather, we'll see Kaia maybe have one more like kind of move higher, and then it'll probably correct the same way that that XRP and H bar are going to be pulling back, and maybe it'll go all the way back down to this resistance level of around 20 cents before moving higher. Again, guys, nothing goes up only in crypto. You can literally think of it as like a big machine or a big beast that, like, it breathes in and it breathes out. So when the market's going up, it's breathing in, but eventually it has to breathe out, right? So it's breathing in and then it has to breathe out, and the more that it breathes in, the longer it's going to take to breathe out, if that makes any sense. That at least that's the way that I like to think of it, and that really helps. Like you're just breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Anyways, guys, not trying to not trying to give any yoga lessons here or anything. But in all seriousness, guys, of course, this brings me to the Coin Bureau Club. This is where we cover cryptos like, well, Kai is a little bit big now, but this is where we cover small cap cryptos. We basically review cryptos that are voted on by our members. Every single week we do an altcoin review poll. The next altcoin review poll is actually going live today. We do it every Monday and it ends on every Friday. And after that, we kind of like post like the review from the one that was voted on the previous week. But anyways, guys, we're reviewing these promising small cap altcoins every single week, doing like a super deep dive. As a fun fact, guys, for those of you who are like into like XRP and HBAR and all this stuff, the first video we did on the Coin Bureau Club, just because we really wanted to do it justice, we did it's like a 40-minute video on XRP, and we also did one about Tron, because these two cryptos are extremely fascinating in my opinion, and in our opinion, especially XRP. Like, if you're looking for like a deep dive and you want to understand XRP, like to the deepest level that you possibly can, in my opinion, the review that we did on the like, you're not going to find that. You're not going to find anything better than what's in the Coin Bureau Club. Like for that first video that we did for XRP, we go really, really deep, all the way back down to like 2004. We even find some evidence that XRP began even earlier. It's really awesome. Anyways, guys, yeah, so as you can see here, it's like showing off that we, every single week, this is what the votes look like. The next poll is going to be going live today, as I said. And of course, every single day, I'm posting insights into the research feed about like promising altcoins and stuff like that, and like different trends and themes. And as you guys know, if you've been making it this far in the video, I've been sharing some of these insights with you guys here, just to give you a sense of like what we have behind the paywall, if that's something you're into. And I'll be getting to that alpha in just a second. Of course, showcasing our personal crypto portfolios here in the Coin Bureau Club as well as the cryptos that we're considering adding. And we have some exclusive deals that you won't find anywhere else. We basically secured these deals with like hardware wallets and other like crypto platforms to give like very, very juicy discounts to subscribers of the Coin Bureau Club. And of course, we have a members Discord where you can kind of like ask us questions and stuff like that. So with that being said, guys, if you made it this far, you've earned some alpha. And this is where I think it kind of ties in, I think, to the alpha that I had mentioned last week about NFTs. So for those of you who kind of missed it, I was saying that like everyone's like basically with all the momentum kind of moving into DeFi and into Ethereum, you're going to start to see momentum moving into NFTs. And of course, a lot of NFTs have been pumping over the last week, and I'm not really surprised in the slightest. I do think that's just similarly to altcoins. I do think that NFT pump, that's just the beginning. But with that being said, guys, the interesting thing here with basically what you're looking at is there's this crypto project. It's called I guess it's more like a platform. It's called Infinex, and basically what it is, guys, Infinex basically like takes all like the DeFi like on all these different chains, and it basically combines it all together and just has like a simple front end. So you can kind of think that like Infinex kind of brands itself as like a decentralized competitor to Binance, where you basically everything you would find on a centralized exchange, you have it on Infinex, except it's all done with DeFi in the back end, and you have like custody of your assets and all that stuff. And the interesting thing about Infinex, guys, is that Infinex seems to have kind of like a close relationship. I don't want to say to the Trump administration, but like the same people like Peter Thiel and these guys who have like really been backing the Trump administration, they're big backers of Infinex, and Infinex is going to be launching this exchange sometime in early 2025. Of course, the exchange has already launched. It has pretty limited functionality. I was like playing around with it over the weekend. But the thing is, guys, that Infinex actually has its own NFT collection called Patrons or Patrons, Infinex Patrons. It's quite a pricey NFT collection. But for those of you who are thinking, like if you guys know like BNB, obviously like this exchange, the exchange coin for Binance, I'm kind of thinking, like if this is going to be the next Binance, then it's possible that these Infinex Patron NFTs are going to be the next BNB. When it doesn't mean it's going to like be like some massive thing. But it is. For those of you who are in the Coin Bureau Club will know that I've been considering getting a Patron NFT. It's quite pricey. I think it's around like $3,000 or $4,000. So of course I'm gonna have to give that a lot of thought, especially because you're basically buying like a JPEG, right? But in this case, I do think that it's something that's gonna have a little bit more utility, and I do think that Infinex is one of these things that's gonna kind of come from the left field. No one's gonna see it coming, but I pay attention as much as I can, and I would like to say that I'm seeing this coming. So I'm letting all you guys know that I do think that Infinex and these are kind of like these abstraction front ends, and specifically Infinex, I think is going to be kind of like popping off probably sometime early next year. So don't be surprised if you see the NFT collection going crazy. And who knows, maybe they're also going to drop a token. So if you're not too keen on the NFT, which to be honest, guys, I'm not too keen to like spend that amount of money. It's a large amount of money. I'm not too keen to spend that on this NFT. So if there is a token, then maybe that would be a better option. But in any case, guys, this is something to keep in mind, especially as we're going into December here. Maybe consider checking out Infinex if you're into it, if you're into this kind of stuff, and then just like playing around. Who knows? Maybe that'll make you eligible for an airdrop. I honestly don't know. But in terms of alpha, if you want to know what's the next BNB going to be, my guess is that it's probably going to be Infinex, either whatever token they launch, or maybe it's also the NFT that they've already released. So just some alpha on that front. With that being said, guys, if you did make it this far, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ping that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.